Airline Manager for cargo. In the game Airline Manager 4, you have passenger planes and you have cargo planes. My advice, cargo is more difficult than you're going to think, and for the investment that it takes to get involved with cargo, you're not going to make a lot of money starting out. So my advice is you put it off until last. First, buy all of your passenger planes. Once you've purchased all of your passenger planes, I believe it's like 140, 150 planes, whatever it is, then you can buy passenger planes, which is going to be around 50 planes. You have to go into training. Currently on the PC version, you will go to the company staff, then click on staff, then training, and then cargo, and you have to research all of the cargo options, which is the 10, the 6, and the 6. Because it doesn't bring in a lot of profit early in the game, don't research this right away. Research some of the other options, for example, saving on fuel, before you get to cargo. Catering doesn't make any money. My advice, do cargo before you do catering, and do cargo before you do lounges. Lounges are only good if you plan to compete in an alliance. They cost you a lot of money, don't have any value. So once you get the cargo training done, you can go here and you can order a cargo aircraft. You'll click on cargo. See the current limit, it says 43. My advice, start with the A310. You're going to want to buy Airbus. They're going to have the best cargo planes. Not always, but in general, Airbus is a good buy. So you get the A310 300F, should be your first cargo plane. If you just want to goof around, buy the DC-3, but you really want to try and get the A310 300F. You're not going to make a lot of money with them. And then you're going to want to move up to the A330 200F. This is going to bring in, I believe it brings in $2 million a day. Not sure, you'll have to check my website. The 747s are good also. The good thing about, you want to make sure you get the range. The greater range is going to bring in more money. The A380 800F, they're good cargo planes. You're going to want to end up with those at the end of the game. Meaning you're going to sell your old cargo planes and you're going to end up buying these. The AN225, they're very expensive. They do bring in the most money, but only if you are able to depart planes multiple times throughout the day. The A380 800F with 10,000 kilometer range, you're going to depart twice per day. The AN225s, you have to depart 5 times per day. So unless you're doing departations 5 times per day, you're going to go with the A380 800F. You can get the B747s. There are good things about it. And the 400F. The Boeings are not bad, but I think that you're going to be happier with Airbus. If you look at my fleet for cargo, I have only Airbus, which is the ones that have F, which is freight. The A330-200 and the A380-800, you can see I have 23 and 16, and I've got 2 of the AN225s. I'm going to show you how much money they make. You can see that you can make 2.5 million, 2.6 departing once, and you're going to depart 5 times per day. And we are going to look at the A380 800F. You can see I bring in 3.4, 3.6. Should be able to bring in 4 million. You're only going to do it twice per day, which is going to be a total of 7 to 8 million per day. And then we're going to look at these cargo planes, which is the 330-200F, make 2.5 million. You're going to depart twice per day, which is a total of 5 million per day. So we'll look at the 747-8F. You can see they bring in 3.3, 3.4. They're pretty good. And they might be cheaper than the other planes. But I made the decision to buy the best plane. Right now, all I do is buy the top planes, which are A380 800F. So that's a little bit about cargo. I am going to tell you that if you're starting out, you know the passenger planes, some of the planes are difficult to make money with. The same is true with cargo. You're going to have trouble. So when you're playing, it's better to buy passenger aircraft. Spend your money on the passenger aircraft. The passenger aircraft is cheaper. For example, the A380 800 passenger is cheaper than the freight version. Buy the better passenger aircraft until you maximize your passenger fleet before you start investing in cargo. Cargo is going to be difficult. One of the good things about cargo is you'll be able to meet the demand of a city with two different aircraft. You'll be able to have a passenger plane go in and a cargo plane from the same departation to the same destination without reducing the demand to zero. So that is the good thing. And one of the things that I do, my passenger planes are eastbound, and I send the cargo planes westbound. And what it does is when the planes land, you'll notice, for example, this city over here, which is Ma Kong City, Taiwan, it has an incoming flight from the east and it's got an incoming flight from the west. One is passenger and one is cargo. And that's how I differentiate, because otherwise you don't know if this is coming from the same city or not. If you have two flights from the same city, you might not be able to meet the demand. So I send one from the other direction so that I can differentiate. So I know that one is cargo, one is passenger. So I can look at these others and see this red line over here is a cargo flight. This red line over here is a cargo flight. These other cities do not have cargo flights. So that's how I know I can send cargo flights to their passengers already going in. Okay, so that's a little bit about how cargo work. Like I said, save it for last, and eventually you'll make money. And you're probably going to want to for your demand, put half for, you're going to split your heavy versus large load. So try to put, if you don't know what to do, make it half and half, 50-50. Once you understand what to do, you take your demand, the 302, cut it in half, and that's 150. Take the 272, cut it in half, that's 136. And you make these numbers equal half of these numbers. And the reason why is because the demand doesn't really replenish per day. The help files say that they do, but in reality it doesn't. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please post below.